This device has 3 invasive pressure channels labeled P1, P2, and P3. You can use these channels to measure arterial, venous, or intracranial pressures using invasive transducers. Each channel requires its own connector, cabling, and pressure transducer. It's also compatible with many types of invasive pressure transducers, including non-disposable, disposable dome, and fully disposable transducers. Do not use light-sensitive disposable transducers. Use the invasive pressure transducers according to your organization's established clinical protocol and follow the manufacturer's recommendations. Always refer to the manufacturer's directions before using a transducer. To attach the invasive pressure transducer to the device, apply the transducer according to your organization's procedures. If the transducer is a disposable unit with a separate cable, connect the transducer to the transducer cable. Plug the transducer cable into one of the 3 6-pin invasive blood pressure cable connectors on the side of the device. When you plug the transducer cable into the unit, the message 0 probe appears in the numeric display window for that IBP channel. To ensure that the device measures pressures accurately, you must zero the transducer before each use. If you change or disconnect a transducer, you must zero the new transducer before use. If you move the transducer to a different monitor, you must zero the transducer again, even if you have already done so on another unit. To zero a transducer, place the transducer at the same height as the patient's left atrium. Close the transducer's stopcock to the patient. Open the transducer's venting stopcock to atmospheric pressure. Allow the transducer a few seconds to settle. Use the navigation keys to highlight and select the transducer's IBP channel and display the IBP channel's parameter control panel. Select 0 probe. The unit displays the message zeroing in the IBP channel's numeric display. The message zeroed appears in the IBP channel's numeric display. Close the transducer's stopcock. You can re-zero a transducer at any time by opening the transducer stopcock to atmospheric pressure. If the unit accepts the new 0 reference value, the unit displays pressure values that are based on that value and adjusts the waveform accordingly to the new scale. After attaching and zeroing a transducer, the device displays the invasive pressure systolic, diastolic, and mean values in the IBP channel's numeric display and optionally, if enabled through the unit's waveform select menu, the waveform for that IBP channel. This device will allow you to specify a label that identifies the channel's IBP measurement and to select a display format for the numeric display. The unit displays the waveform scales after you zero the transducer. When the unit accepts the 0 reference value, it determines the waveform scales and displays them. To set the IBP source label, you will need to go to the IBP channel menu, select a label that identifies the source of the channel's IBP measurement. By default, the channels are labeled P1, P2, and P3. You have the option to enable, disable, and set the IBP alarm limits. Enable or disable IBP alarms. Set upper and lower alarm limits for systolic, diastolic, mean arterial pressure values. Use the navigation keys to highlight and select one of the IBP channel's numeric display to display the IBP parameter control panel for that channel. The IBP Quick Access key allows you to access the IBP menu in the critical care versions of the device.